Hey guys, what's up? It's iPhone here, and welcome to another episode of Fashion Frame Friday, even though I'm recording this at midnight on a Friday. So technically it's Saturday, which means this is going to be uploaded in Saturday morning, for me at least, but for people in America, then maybe it'll be like uploaded like in Friday. So it's kind of Fashion Frame Friday, but I actually had this video recorded, but my OBS crashed as soon as I went to press stop recording, so I'm having to record it again. But today we're going to be taking a look at my Saryn Prime. I am super happy with how this turned out, and we're going to be taking a look at the guy that actually made the skin. I don't actually know his name right now, but the link is going to be in the description below. I think he really deserves more publicity because this skin is amazeballs. So I'm going to find that there, put it in the description below, and you guys can go and follow him on Steam and like more of his stuff, because more of his stuff needs to be on the game, and he also needs to be hired by Digital Extremes to make more awesome skins like this. But that's besides the point. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit more about all the stuff that I have on this awesome looking Saryn Prime. Now, myself personally, I think the Saryn Prime is one of the ugliest looking frames in the game. I don't know why. I just think she's super ugly. Like the Saryn Prime skin, like the helmet, just taking a look at the skin in general, like these little bits right here, they really put me off. Like, have you ever like took a look at, like, let's say Necros's hands, like Necros Prime? Take a look at Necros Prime's hand, right? This is gonna ruin the entire frame for you. Look at this dangly bit right here. Like, what is the point in that? That's such a weird design. Yeah, I know. I understand it's meant to be like, the Warframes are meant to be like infested tissue and stuff, but you don't actually have to make them look infested. Like, holy balls. I really don't like this. Like, this thing is clipping through my Necros's hand, so I'm not a fan of the, infested looking dangly bits on frames. So whenever we can, like, make the Warframes look more like they're, like, armor, I guess you could say, like, just armor, really badass looking, I'm all for it, right? So that's why I think my Saryn Prime looks really dope right now, because it looks like she's, like, some really powerful, armored up something. I don't know, but I'm just kind of talking shit right now, but still, she looks really badass, and that's what I like about it. So we'll run through all the stuff. So this is the Saryn Integra skin. So you get the helmet and you get the skin along with it. And the thing that I like the most about this skin is whenever you take a look at all the different colors and stuff, whenever you actually like go ahead and try to change a color, right? Like everything is sort of like sectioned off. So everything sort of like means something, whenever you change it, you're actually changing like a different location every single time. So it's a very like, I want to say flexible skin to sort of customize, because you know what it is you're customizing and you can see it clearly whenever you're customizing it. So we won't go through and talk about the colors yet, but we'll talk about obviously the attachments and stuff that I have on first. So straight away we have the Pakal chest plate. I think you can use almost any chest plate in this as long as it's not clipping or anything. So we have the Acanthus. It looks pretty cool. Archaea looks, it's too flat. This thing, I don't know, you just can't really see anything. It kind of takes all the detail off the chest. So you want something that is like really cool looking, but nothing that sort of covers everything. So like the Edo here. Other things I'd recommend, maybe the Katir one. It looks pretty cool. It's shiny. Here's another Katir one as well. The Pakal looks pretty good. The Porta, the Edo, Rivalite looks decent, I guess. It's not my go-to, and the Targus looks okay. Honestly, my favorites are the Targus, the Pakal, and the Acanthus, and I understand that all but one of those are exclusive, but the Pakal and the Porta are equally as good, in my opinion. So, Edo is also pretty good if you want the minimalistic look, but I'm going to be running Pakal just because I think it gives her sort of like the best detail, moving on to the shoulder pads. Again, you can use pretty much anything on here, apart from things that are too bulky, like this, for example. You have the Acanthus, Evia, basically anything here looks pretty cool. The Dendra looks decent. Even Eos looks very cool as well. Maybe if you change the colors around a little bit. Nabras looks really badass. The only thing I'd say to look out for, I thought the Katir ones would look really badass, but the thing that turned me off about these is the fact that the pointy clip at the end clips free. So that was like a game breaker for me. So anything that doesn't clip through this top bit up here, I'm all game for, right? So, Porta looks cool. Pakal looks okay. It's decent. Nindina or Nidina looks pretty decent. Rivalite looks good. The Spirit Seal, which is the The Hydroid Prime looks terrible because it clips free. Targus Prime also looks terrible because it clips free. So you want something that's kind of minimalistic, but also something that kind of like complements the look of the frame. So the Acanthus is what I go for. Alternatively, I'd go for the Avia if I did not own the Acanthus, which I believe you can get this just by spending platinum. Not too sure how or which pack it is, but it's there for platinum, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not, or if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure. But Acanthus is my go-to because of the cool channeling effect that you get with it, and I'll show you guys that there later. And then for the legs, you can basically run anything apart from, again, things that are too bulky. So you want to be running things that kind of like face the back, I guess, or point to the back of the frame. So the Acanthus, the Avia, the Embolus, the Eos, and then, you know, things that goes in the knees look cool as well. So you have the Gazelle, looks pretty decent. This one, because the colors don't kind of match, I don't go for it. Pakal, again, the colors don't match too well. Porta looks pretty decent. Rivalite looks decent. Targus, I'm not that big of a fan of. Neither the this Brit Seal either. I don't like these either. But you know, most of the leg gear kind of fits. I just like the Acanthus because you're keeping it consistent with the pointy bits and stuff like that there. So I think it looks pretty decent. But other than that, moving on to the Syandana. I'm using the Uri Syandana, and I really like the Syandana. One, because it's something different, like it's not just the Misa Syandana. But two, you know, this is one of the only Syandanas that I could really like get into using, because if you take a look, like you equip the Braca Syandana, for example, it's halfway down her back and it clips through, like, you know, her butt, and also clips through certain Syandana clip through her legs. So that's pretty annoying as well. So I can't remember which one it was, but there was one Syandana that was clipping through her leg whenever I equipped it. I believe it was one of the Tenno Gem ones as well. So was it this one? I don't think it was that one. But there was one that was clipping through her leg, and it wasn't the best looking. But most of the Syandanas, if you get them up high enough, they look really cool. Some, for example, I would say like the Katir Syandanas. The reason I think these look cool is because you can literally hide the little thing that holds your arrows behind it. So I just think that looks cool. I don't know why. It just works very well for Saryn. The capes, I don't know, I'm not that big of a fan of. Of course, this one kind of blends well, but most of the other capes, they don't have that good of a design like this here one, and I just don't think that they fit. This one has a lot of clipping. This one just very bland. You need to change around the colors a lot. This one also has a lot of clipping, so clipping is just a no-go, but things like this here, the Dex and the Chali Syandana, really cool looking on her, I feel. The Agaro, really cool looking. Katir, really cool looking. What else have we got? This here one looks okay. Don't recommend it really. The Pyra, I didn't equip it because, again, it's just in a very awkward position. You know, same with the regular Pyra. Pakal, too weird looking for me. Things like this here, the colors just don't match up, you know, so the Uri Sandana was something different, and it was definitely my go-to. I didn't even like the Misa Prime on this one either, because you see the clipping at the top there, so the Uri just kind of worked for me, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and re-equip the Uri right here. Here we go. And this is the regular Uri as well, so, I mean, it doesn't look that great, but, you know, the Prime version is pretty cool. Not too sure which one it came from. Maybe the Necros Prime, not too sure, can't remember, but it looks badass, and I like it, and I think you guys should pick it up. So, other than that, regalia. So I have my clan emblems on the shoulders. And for the front sigil, I have the Enlightenment sigil because it gives off a very cool glow. And I turn the color down to black, and then I turn the alpha a little bit up because I wanted the glowy effect to kind of stick out. So this is it, and I think it looks badass. And then for the back, obviously I have my sigil for my syndicate on. I turn the alpha all the way down, make it black so you can't really see it. You can see a very faint outline right here, but that is about it. And you can also toggle on and off the prime details, which is the wiggly bits. So, you know, make sure to have those turned off and just make sure that you're normal Saryn. But moving on to the colors. Now, like I was saying, like, you can change a color on here and you're going to know what it is that you're changing, right? Because it's very standout. So you can make a lot of different combinations with this. Like, this looks cool right here. Like, this is like a beige color mixed with the black, the white, and the red. Looks badass. You know, there's so many different cool combinations you can do with the skin just by, you know, hovering over all these different colors and seeing what you can do is, in my opinion, enough to sell the skin to pretty much anybody, right? So moving on to the secondary here, we have, you know, you can see what it is that you're affecting. I don't recommend changing the secondary too much, but if you want to go with something like this here, like this beige color again, I think that looks very badass too. So like this, you know, I just think, I don't know why this color stands out to me so much, but it just looks really cool. So I'm doing double black for the primary and secondary, and then the tertiary, you know, you can go ahead and change it again. You can change around the colors. That looks pretty badass. You know, you're leaning more towards the red. You have another beige color right there. We have the turquoise or the teal. We have the purple right here. You know, there's so much stuff you can do with this. The accents is where it kind of really stands out for me. So if we go ahead, hover over this, get the cool looking color again. We can go make a red accent too. Pretty badass. Let's go for like a darker red though, or a brighter red. You know, looks really cool to me. I don't know why. It just super cool looking skin. And then obviously you can change the energy color around to whatever you like. I think the red stands out the most, but let's try this bright blue here and then see how this looks just on the frame in general. And there we go. And then obviously we'll go ahead and change our dread to be a decent looking color. And I also want to change the Yafuna and the GLYPH because I think the loadout that I have right now looks super badass. And the best place to sort of do your capture with this frame has to be in the Grenier forest water place or frost water place. Forget the actual name of it, but I just think this place looks badass and this frame just looks insane, you know. Super insane frame. Not to mention the glowy effects whenever you're attacking. Just a super cool looking frame. Whenever you're channeling, you also have the little energy effects coming out of your things there. The little shoulder plates. So looks cool. You don't get them on the knee pads, unfortunately. You get the glowiness on your Cyandana complementing that, and then you also have the energy going throughout the skin to the Pakal chest plate and stuff like that there. It looks insanely cool, and I really like it, so definitely pick this skin up. It is a must-have skin, and it's worth the £5, $5, whatever it is in your country. Go check out the creator of the skin, because he definitely deserves more recognition. The link is going to be in the description below. And I just think, you know, this guy is insanely talented and he deserves to have more skins in game. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Fashion Frame Warframe videos, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.